one of the things I want you to consider is that you can't use your motivation that you have right now today to fuel yourself in a month where you're not going to be motivated. And that might seem weird to people. They're thinking like, "Oh no, I've got this. I'm doing it. I'm changing everything." But that's not how your mind works. That's not how your biology works. Dopamine is extremely related to motivation and drive. And you can have a lot of motivation and drive, but at some point that baseline is going to be brought back down. And once that baseline is going to be brought back down, you need something to lean onto, which is those behaviors we talked about in the previous section. Eating vegetables at every meal, drinking water at every meal, working out consistently, getting enough sleep, all these different things, and being consistent with them, being consistent day in and day out, because motivation does not overbeat or doesn't beat out consistency. You can be motivated and be extremely vigorous on your activities and your health pursuing goals and your health promoting goals, but if you burn out after a week, 2 weeks of it, guess who's going to be healthier? That person who dialed back a little bit. They put some of that motivation in their back pocket for when they actually need it later down the road, and instead they found things they can be consistent to. One way to think about this too, I like doing these questions, is who will achieve their health goals? Who will lose some weight? Who will be healthier? Who will be fitter? Somebody who pushes hard, say they do it for 2 weeks. They push hard, they lose a lot of weight, they lose way more than they thought, but then it gets kind of hard. They realize, oh man, I'm neglecting a lot of aspects of my life that I really like. I like having a little bit of cake at parties. I like having dessert. I don't know if I can do this forever. They burn out and they stop. Or would somebody who's consistent and slips up every now and again, but for the most part, most days of the year, they're fine. Guess what? That person who's more consistent and maybe a little less anxious and intense at the beginning of this is going to beat out that other person long term, because when we're thinking about making health and wellness changes for our lives, these are changes that we need for literally the rest of your lives, right? You're not trying to be fit for 1 month or 2 weeks, etc. You're trying to be fit for the rest of your life. So why are you doing behaviors that are leading you towards being fit for only a couple weeks and burning out? That's a huge way to think about it.